And they will go toe-to-toe today to determine who will finish first in Group A action. For Team Czechia, coming off a victory last night over Team Canada White by a score of 3-2 in a game they never trailed. They led 1-0 through the opening 20 minutes, 2-1 through the opening 40, was tied in the third until Nemetz scored his second of the game to put that one in the books. What a performance as well by the goaltender Oswald, making 29 saves and many of them absolute elite caliber level. For Team Sweden, they've had the day off after licking their wounds a little bit, and that's how their head coach summarized it as, after a 9-5 loss to Canada White on the opening day of action. Sweden was down 4-0 through the opening 20 minutes, stormed back in the second, scoring 4 to make it 6-4 through 40, and then eventually ended up losing 9-5 to Canada White. Outshot 37-20, including 20-5 in the opening period. Carlson had a hat trick for Team Sweden. Bjurman and Forsberg also scored. Osalaska Neas made 28 saves and a losing cause. In Sweden, head coach told me that zone breakdowns were the big reason for a lot of their difficulty, and we'll meet him after the opening ceremonies for this contest. As Team Sweden and Team Czechia in Group A action of the 6 teams, 5 countries represented on the Under-17 World Challenge, as we go in-house for Roger Soret to take us through the festivities.
17 World Challenge, and Vicky Fields, member of the 2025 U17 World Challenge Host Organizing Committee, for today's ceremonial face-off. Would the 2 captains please meet at center ice for the ceremonial face-off? Nous invitons les 2 capitaines à se rendre au centre de la glace pour la mise au jeu protocolaire.
And here we are, ready to go on the final day of preliminary action. Team Sweden between the pipes. Vilmer Salien Forsberg seeing his first action of the tournament. He stands 6'5", 214 pounds, and through 8 games for their club program and under 18 this year, 5-3 as a starter, 239 goals against to 914 save percentage. Has also been part of their under 17 international program. Has 1 loss in a start there, 298 save percentage, or goals against average rather than 909 save percentage. Thomas Pannanen is the head coach of Team Sweden, also involved with their under 19 program. Patrick Fergland, Sebastian Pio on the bench for Sweden as well. For Team Czechia, Marek Malinovsky's the head coach. Radek Belolav and Libor Prozhashka, coaches for Czechia. And between the pipes, we're going to have a look at today Krzysztof Stepanek. He stands 6'3", 161 pounds, 16 years old. In 6 starts for their U18 program in Czechia, he's 4-2 as a starter. Has a 165 goals against average, 937 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. Václav Oswald was sensational between the pipes. Their assistant coach, Libor, told me before the game, maybe the best game they've seen out of Oswald before the game. And if Czechia wins this one, they'll find themselves in first place in Group A and a bye into the semifinal. So every team has seen action in the tournament now into the 2 games preliminary round. Canada, Red, and USA wrap it up tonight. Dave Dawson is my name. Eric Serkey, my cameraman, producer, engineer, jack of all trades. Mike is our volunteer score-a-bug operator. Entire family here at HNLive.ca grateful that you've chosen us to spend your day with. Puck is down, we're underway. It's the 9th meeting all time between these two programs. Sweden has a 6-2 edge in history, has outscored Czechia 31-26 in the history. Last year was their last meeting. Sweden won 6-3 as that one goes into the netting. Sweden has won 4 in a row against Czechia. The last Czech win
Hockey fans, it is
was
now
all the
time.
way back in 2019 in the quarterfinal, where the Czechs won by a score of 5-1. As Thomas Pannanen told me, doing better today than he was yesterday. We chuckled about that a little bit and said, D-zone Dave is where it completely starts. He said it's not just on the defensemen, but breakouts, forwards and defensemen have to be responsible. And he talked a lot about the smaller ice, because on European ice, that all changes. So here we are in front, Swedes and Nemitz. Head on a swivel when 12's on the ice. 2 goals yesterday, including the game winner, one of them on the power play as well. And Nemitz is out there. Hartl with them. Hartl had one yesterday too. Was also robbed on a penalty shot. And the win over Canada White as the Swedes look to move down the right wing side. Offering on goal by Oliver Sundberg. He's got an assist in the under-17 World Challenge so far. And some rough stuff along the wall. Want to get the read in early. This broadcast is brought to you by our great friends at Source for Sports. Experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. Stepanek, clean face-off win. Slapped along the wall by Marish. And Stepanek now. Excuse me, that's Stayskill, not Stepanek. Drebesh eyeing the puck. And Sweden wants to improve on their breakouts. They'll have a chance to do it here. Not as crisp, I would think, as their head coach Thomas Pannanen would prefer. Back inside their zone again. Czechia did a really good job on the forecheck yesterday, and their assistant coach told me could not have been better. That's the part of the game they want to continue in this contest this afternoon. Sainstra sends it in for Czechia. Fresh personnel out for them. Arvid Billing with 1 assist in the tournament. Starts things out behind the goal for Team Sweden. Surveying the options as the Czech forecheck continues to apply pressure. Jonsson has to recover. He had a good game in their 9-5 loss to Canada White. Bertus in. Now Polishek after it. There's a Polashek and a Polachek out there. So that should create some fun for Dave Dawson today. Not like he's needed any more trials with some of the names. Love it. So grateful to be here in partnership with Hockey Canada. Polashek moves it along to Chanchik. Blows up on his stick as Sweden will recover. And good active stick. Czechia, I felt, and their assistant coach agreed, was hungrier for pucks in the opening 20 minutes against Canada White. In fact, their assistant coach of Czechia told me, Libor Projaka, said that they feel they surprised Team Canada White with how aggressive they were on their forecheck and their physicality. And it allowed Czechia to have some success in that department, as Shades involved in that, 28, and Chanchik, number 21. Assistant coach told me that Chanchik is a guy that he would feel that he hopes that other players could have his tenacity. Sweden's out down the wing, shot on goal, goes wide off the stick of Newell Nord. Looking for his first points of the tournament. And here is 2010-born Mitch Olek, one of 3 2010s in the tournament. The other 2 by the name of Liam Pugh and Maddox Schultz. I think if you've heard those names, well aware of what they bring. So a 15-year-old in the tournament, and number 19 in red, a very, very tall player. If you ask my good friend Peter Labardius, who in his name needs no introduction on international stage, will be broadcasting the last game, sees the future for number 19 in red quite vast. As off the draw, Czechia does win it. Down the wing, checks are in. Novash, backhand, offers it a little too high over the goal. Checks are changing, and there's that Truro rink bounce we've talked a lot about in the previous days. Those boards live and active. Along the wall, Swedes in onto the goal of Stepanek, and he makes the save. Christoph Stepanek, 6'3", 161. Out of Kolín, Czechia. Good numbers in his club program so far in the 2025-26 hockey season. A victory today will make everything a little easier in Group A for Czechia off the draw. For Sweden, a victory will get into the math department, something that I've never been really strong at. Sainstra, lead feed Nemetz. He has it on a 2-on-1. Feathers it to the right side, on net, and a glove save. Nice one by Weimer Cillian Forsberg. Calm and poised between the pipes. His head coach, Thomas Pannanen, on day one told me, felt that is a strong suit of this program this year. Some stability, feels he's got two really good goaltenders to offer this group for this tournament. Draw one by Sweden. High and out so far. No real advantage for either program. Nygren walks in, puts one on, slips off the heel of his stick. Stejskal there to patrol. Hot. And that goes wide. Outside, and Latinen looks to re-entry for Sweden. Re-enter. And Czechia takes possession. Marish. Head down, Stejskal puts one on into the shin pads, that's blocked. Sweden will flip it out, and a foot chase for the Swedish forward. Cannot get there. First was Noah Nielsen. That'll send it for an icing call, and there's number 29. 5'10", $152 for Rogel. In his, looking for his first points in the tournament, by the way, and for Rogel and under 18. 7 points through 12 games this year, 2 of those being goals for Team Sweden. Three shots to 2 unofficially so far for favoring Czechia. Around the wall, good contact. Czechs were also step for step on the physical side with Canada White yesterday. Nielsen. Offsetting roughing minors getting announced as that goes over top of the net. Kachalek. He can move for a big boy. No real high danger chance yet for either group. Each coach talked about the nerves on day one. And really, honestly, all 6 teams have experienced that. Side of the net, quick shut on, good release. Louis Carlson, a guy who can score. He's their leader. He's got 3 of them of their 5 they scored on the opening game against Canada White. Jonsson, quarterbacks the backside, good edges as well. On the up, and Sweden breaks in. Cross ice feed, looking for the tape, just slips off of it at the line. Arvid Billing puts one on. So you have a look at number 2 with 1 assist in the tournament. 6 foot, 170 pounds. 6 assists for Farjestad in 12 games so far. And their under 16 program last year had 21 points in 24 games. Not clean off the drop. Sainstra. Nice touch for the breakout. Chipped ahead, and a little bit of incidental contact that may have prevented a breakaway for Shades. Looking at the official, wondering why there wasn't a call. Play will continue. Sweden breaks in. A Booker T spinaroonie to try and shake things off. Pace picking up a little bit now in the Millbrook First Nation Arena. That Czechia breakout was almost pristine, if not for a little incidental contact at the line. Puck knocked down by a high stick. Possession change. Each group does that too. And the Sweden leads in. See what they can do here. Bursting on the right wing side towards the goal. Puck's loose. Where is it? Still there in the corner. Czechia trying to clear it. They can't. At the line, Janssen fires. Contact on the goalie though. He's without a stick. That'll stop the play. And he's going to make some equipment upgrades as well. Strap tightening. Pad looked like it came completely loose. Didn't actually see what happened there in the contact, but I'm sure the, yeah, there's the, hey, you know what, the blue line there when we were breaking out, why didn't you call a penalty? Well, you know, didn't really see it. Can I buy you a drink after? No, I'm good. Are you sure? Like, I hear the fish is really good in this part of the world. No, it's good. There's this place downtown that's awesome. You know, I like to go to this other spot and get coffee. Have you been over there? Vanilla latte, it's unbelievable. Now, Eric Serkey told me an Americano is better. All right, we're back ready for the face-off again. Nygren lines up for the draw. Janssen, good extension to hold it in. Pressure down low. And again, Czechia, very hungry group. Assistant coach told me that before the game. He said, we want to forecheck well, want to put pressure on the defense, want to make sure we're playing physical. 3 things that he said are really important. And I think they did that pretty good. On the Sweden side, their head coach Thomas Pannanen told me, got to be aware of their defense and how much they pressure as well. Clean win. Carlson has it into the bumper. He scores. Executed to perfection. Carlson wins it, sweeps left, stick on the ice, through the legs. Sundstrom gets the first one for Team Sweden, his first of the tournament. 2 assists previously, and the Swedes have their first lead of the Under-17 World Challenge.
His first of the tournament is scored by number 14. L'équipe de la Suède.
Michalek puts it at the net. A live rebound. Cleared out of the way by Sweden. Carlson now. And Michalek gives him a bit of a ride. Not as much physicality today out of Czechia that we saw yesterday. Stejskal at the net. Michalek cycles down low. Not on the same page there momentarily, but Czechia able to put the pressure as Sweden will safely chip it out. Anderley sends it along. Michalek Walkered safely in a corner. Anderle. Nice little flip play to get out of harm's way. But it's some Swedish pressure keeps the puck in the zone. Nord behind the goal. On his heels, Janssen. Played nicely by Polishek to make sure that he didn't have a lane to go north with it. Gloved ahead. Polishek shot on rebound. It's right there on the doorstep. Just golfs it over top. Jufa trying to hold the line and can't. And Shades waits for Polashek to tag up as he'll shovel it back in on goal. Penalty call coming on the trip. What'll put Czechia to the power play. One power play goal yesterday against Team Canada White for Czechia. One for 5 on the man advantage. All Sweden clean on the penalty kill. 3 for 3. Shades. Cash leash. Hops over the stick. Cash leash drags it. Shades. Cash leash. Hot to Shades. Want to get it to Nemitz in this, or Chanchik rather. That's Novash and Chanchik. Talk about what the next setup's going to be. Novash involved in some rough play in front after as you have a look at Novash. Big boy as well. 6'3", 185. 31 points in 16 games for Dynamo Pardubice. Chanchik forward off the draw, cleared down the ice. Hard to believe Chanchik without a point so far based on his skill level and how quickly he can move. It's Cash Leash looking for help from Bertus. Good forecheck here from Sweden. With 1:05 remaining on the Czechia power play. Cash Leash, short side, backhand, Chanchik. Right there, Bertus hopped up on it. Might burn him momentarily, but not that much because the Swedes will change in 1-on-4. More concerned about allowing the rest of the personnel to swap as Thunbloom, Toonbloom, his puck goes over top. He gets off on a change. Czechia on their heels. That killed off a good 25 seconds of the player advantage. Half a minute to go. Oh boy, malfunction at the junction. And a good recovery. Nemitz calling for a penalty. Thought his stick was slashed out of his hands. Hardle activates for the Czechs. And look out when he does. Bursting down the wing, played textbook. Nicely by Stenlund. Anderle at the line, hot across Nemitz. Nemitz toe drag, zips it. On net, rebound, and how did that stay out? Somehow finds its way through and didn't cross the goal line. Anderle at the line, on net, doink, off the pipe, no stick for the goalie. Makes the save, rebound, and somehow that doesn't go into redonkulosity. Anderle can't hold it, now it back to get it, and another penalty call coming. Interference it will be. Media timeout. We'll collect our thoughts and allow you to as well. We'll return to Truro, Nova Scotia.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovic,
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Sweden with the 1-0 lead, and they'll be heading to the power play as an interference call against defenseman Anderle as he was just trying to recover after a crazy sequence in front of the goal where the Swedish netminder Salian Forsberg had to come up with a bunch of saves in order to keep it where it was. So their penalty killed off, and now a power play on the other side for Sweden, who are 0 for 2 so far in the tournament, where the Czechs have given up 1 on 5. Dave Dawson is my name, Eric Serkey, my camera operator, Mike, our scorebug volunteer. Janssen fires, puck's loose in front, he scores! 7 seconds is all it took. Stepanek thought he had it, but Forsberg knew he didn't. And that is goal number 4 on the tournament. For number 19, Louis Carlson, not Forsberg. I think another Forsberg wore 19. The number, was he 9? He was 9, wasn't he? Yeah. How difficult is that for Czechia? Great sequence in front of the goal. Thought they had a goal. You get taken through neutral, take a penalty, 7 seconds you score on. Sweden's up 2-0. This is a better Sweden group than day one. Their head coach told me about that as well. Nerves. Said intimidation maybe as well. Knowing who you're playing against. The Canadian team who likes to play physical. Maybe some fear. But for now, Sweden looking like they're not playing with any fear at all. A comfortable lead. Czechia hasn't trailed in the tournament yet. Interesting comment from their coach as well, Thomas Pandon, and I kept trying to go back to unpacking a little more of what some of those difficulties were, and he said, we talked about it, we're gonna fix it. On the back door, that just goes wide. Continue to say it. We met, we talked about it, we've addressed it. I love the confidence of a coach. Not going back to the well to continue to belabor the point. Dave, that was the problem. We met, we talked about it, we're gonna fix it. And they fixed it so far. Breakouts look crisp, and they've got some jump to their step. Along the wall, Chanchik. That's the guy you want with the puck if you want to put a puck into the net. Kovash, down low, shades. As Sweden, organized in their zone, confident, playing Sweden hockey. Sundstrom had the first one. Nice pass on the line. Looking for the connection into the goal mouth, and it wasn't there. Making some monetary changes is the group in gold and blue. Fresh skater on the ice. They continue the forecheck. Along the wall, cycle down below the goal line. That's where the game is won and lost, they say. Right here. All the plays start. Low to high. At the point. Nice bump by Chanchik. Through traffic. Cleared. And outside. Chanchik has that element of his game as well. Threw a big hit yesterday against the Canada White skater that blew the helmet off of the player. He had to go off and change. Leash steps in. He's got a path. Shot on. Rebound. Oh, boy. A little bit of leather. Nothing like flashing it a little bit. It's lunchtime. Pour some mustard on that. A little how's she doing, as they call it. Nice little glove hand save. That was always the thing back in the day. Dating myself here, Patrick Waugh, Grant Fuhr made that a big thing. Mika Kiprusoff in his day as well. Oh boy, weird bounce off the goalpost. Leash wants it. Bertus at the line. Czechia buzzing around here. Nemitz and Hartl. Bertus and more of the flash in the glove for the goaltender. Love the personality when a goalie does that. Always the thing back in the 80s and the 90s, the little how's she doing, I think, is what it was dubbed back in the day. Don't see that as much anymore, but that was how you showed some personality before the mask and the gloves and the pads. Showed all the colors and stuff. It was your how you use your glove. I love how the game has evolved. Knocked down by high stick, Blengino. Pace a little more tentative right now as next goal so big. Sweden bursting in, they might have a lane. Not hooked at all. Referee said nope. 50-50 puck. Pendle on the wall, that's not going to be a penalty either. I like it. Refs are on top of it. Players know what to expect. Coaches know what to expect. Officials have done an outstanding job in this tournament. Nygren, diagonal dump into the corner. Less than 5 to go. Shots 12-9 in favor of Czechia. But 2-0 the score. Team Sweden. Puck bounces to the line. Drebesh shovels it at the net, hoping for a better fortune. Jufa now in backtrack as Sweden will go through neutral 3v3. Backhanded below the goal line. Sainstra trying to keep it away from the net, and we got a penalty behind the play. Interference is the call. Sweden back to the power play where they are 1 for 1, and they scored in 7 seconds. Sundstrom from Carlson, Carlson from Sundberg, the 2 goals. Carlson's on the power play. Chanchik on the forecheck. Nice stick, has some help. Nemitz there as well. Janssen. Nice little touch. Janssen over the stripe. Carlson patient. Interrupted by Nemitz. Good two-way game from him this tournament. The Swedes look to set up. Carlson on the heart of the defense. Sent to the outside, and Czechs will clear and make a change. Buck 15 left in the power play. Czechia penalty kill. Some improvements from the opener. In fact, they'll force a face-off in the other end of the ice. Sweden all time in this tournament has played 106 games. They're 52-50-4, have 10 medals. 2 gold, 2 silver, 6 bronze. Bronze the last 2 years. Czechia playing game 110. Have 4 medals, the most recent a bronze in 2019 and in 2017. Good stick on the breakout. Interrupting that. One of the more recognizable players Hartl has been for Czechia. Kashlish isn't as concerned about keeping it in the zone. He's more concerned about the 35 seconds on the clock and his friend sitting in the penalty box. William Olofsson, excuse me, with it. And Newell Stenlund. And for Sweden, along the wall. Not a lot of time left to work with on the power play, and there's that active bounce on the boards. Nielsen at the line, wide of the goal, puck on the side, in front, fires, blocked. Key play there. Goalie without a stick, down at his mercy. Great block by the Czech defender. That'll pick the pace up a little bit here and apply some juice to the end of this period. Anderley off the stick and out of play. So you have a look at the Czech defender. Been a big fan of his, Oliver Anderley. 6 foot 181. Actually plays in Malmo and Sweden. 9 games for U18. 7 assists so far as their last year too. 17 points through 26 games. Still looking for his first points of the tournament, but not how they'd measure his feasibility. Chanchik off the draw, bobbled it a little more than he needed to, did the goaltender Salian Forsberg as Chanchik. Ask anybody, 21's the first name that jumps off the page. There's a very bright future for that youngster, the 16-year-old in the world of hockey. Probably a tournament or 2 he'll be playing in wearing that sweater. And these parts of the world and other over the next 4 years. Cut off by Chanchik. Swedes bring it out. Shades to Bertos. Bertos. Cross ice. Nice stick to separate. Looking for the feed in front. Nice recovery as well by Sweden. 85 seconds left in period 1. Chanchik again. Look at him just causing fits in the D zone, where Sweden said was priority 1 to shore that up today compared to Sunday. And they've been better. They got to deal with this guy. I think he's played 17 minutes of the first period. Seems to be out there all the time. Why not though? Chanchik again, 1-on-3. Puck loose in front. Did he make that save? Paddle down, held it out of the goal. Add that into his highlight reel so far. As Forsberg, 1 today already. Love another one. Stenlund knocked off of it. Back through center again, Billing. Carlson, I keep calling him Forsberg. Carlson, Dave, Carlson. Promise I'll get that right in the second period. Carlson. And that is going to be a penalty call. Another interference. Arvid Billing to the penalty box. Power play for Czechia. (15-10) the shots for the Czechs. Power play number 2. Putting them at 1 for 6 on the tournament so far. Fischel felt the left winger in a little early to the circle, so drop it again. Oh, all out in front. He scores. Shades Shades of black across your screen and shades of goal for Czechia. Big one on the power play. A quick strike on the setup. Right away, they respond. All alone in front, had all kinds of time, could settle the puck, pick his spot, 1v1, put it off the post and in. His first of the Under-17 World Challenge. Simon Shades plays for Vaxjo in Sweden. A 6 in the regular season there. His first of the tournament, first point as well. That's a big response on the power play just when Czechia needed it. Entertain an opening period. We will be joined by a member of Team Czechia coming up after the break. This is the Under-17 World Hockey Challenge live from Truro, Nova Scotia on hnlive.ca.
It's one of the fiercest rivalries in all of sport. The unmatched thrill of playing for your country. It's the clash of hometown heroes. The unsurpassed skill of international stars. It's Canada versus the United States. The experience, unforgettable. Be there when our rivalry continues. Get your tickets at hockeycanada.ca.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Join the fans of Canada's game across the country and around the world and be a Hockey Canada insider. Receive news and features about Team Canada, events, promotions, and much more. Sign up at hockeycanada.ca/insider.
A late power play goal has Czechia on the board. It's 2-1 Sweden through 20 minutes of play. Now joined by Adam Nemetz, a guy who had 2 goals yesterday. Adam, I want to ask you how big a late power play goal in a period like that is to give you guys some momentum heading into intermission.
Yeah, we've had a pretty bad start, but this goal is going to hype us, and in the second period, we're going to be better.
What's different in this first period than the first period in the game yesterday for your group today?
I think yesterday we've had a good start, and we scored a goal right like after 1 minute, and today we've Sweden scored 2 goals, and yeah, it's different like this way, yeah.
Is there something your group wants to do better in period number 2?
I think we have to shoot more. We have to like body checking them, and yeah, that's it.
Adam, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Adam Nemetz, 2 goals yesterday. The game winner said maybe some body checking. They did that really well yesterday against Canada White. Entertaining one we got. It's the final day with a first place potentially on the line. We'll return to Truro, Nova Scotia after intermission.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Bedard being a Regina.
And a shot scored! The hat trick for Maddox Schultz. What a debut at the TELUS Cup.
I grew up playing minor hockey at Killarney. I was about, I think, 8 or 9 years old when I first started, and I instantly fell in love with goaltending because of the gear, the helmets, the pads. I was in, so I think it was one ice time before I went in net. I just loved it. I struggled, as you can imagine, as being a goaltender in my first time with all that gear, but it was an amazing experience and one that just drew me in. I'd met some amazing coaches, some coaches that really inspired me and helped develop me. Through those experiences, I was able to, accomplish a few things, like get into the BC Best Ever program and play for the BC Winter Games and do some pretty cool stuff that way. After coming back from university, I got into a job, just everyday life, got into it. But I felt like I lost a part of myself. I think a lot of athletes kind of go through that when things come to an end. And I thought, why not get into goalie coaching and keep myself involved?
For you young goalies, a lot of what you learn in sports is something you will take into real life.
I started off literally from the bottom as far as coaching, starting my own company, creating a brand. Thankfully, I was able to continue to get through those times and network myself as I started growing, getting these amazing opportunities, whether it's the NHL Coach Association or the AHL Mentorship Program, or working with Team Canada, the women's national team. Was, all those things were amazing. And, then being in BC, having the ask to work with the POE program, which is the Performance of Excellence, the Team BC, males and female, just to help on the goalie side of things. It's been phenomenal.
Joey's had a huge impact on me personally. I mean, every day he shows up to the rink with positivity, with a smile. He wants the best for us. He wants to help us reach our full potential. And I think every day, I try and instill some of those values into my life. He's always learning. He's always trying to make himself better and make his goalies better. And I think that's something that you can't teach.
Getting to see some of the, the athletes that I've worked with since they were 7, and then they go to get a university scholarship or go on to play for Team Canada on U Sports, and then to see them just grow from what they were to who they are now, it's always amazing, because the relationships that we build along the way, their journey, they go on for a lifetime.
What does the puck see now? The whole net. You got it.
His positivity and his personality. I think bringing a really awesome personality into coaching really helps self-confidence for a goaltender. As the goaltender goes on, he plays more games, getting into higher level stuff. And the same thing with the coach too. You have to be able to adapt to the player, adapt to the goalie, adapt with the coach as well too. So I think Joey's done an awesome job throughout the years being able to do that for myself.
We won a championship in 2021 with him. So he brings a high level of intelligence to the game, but he's also quite brilliant in how he interacts with the players. He's just loving his job. He's loving it day to day. Whether he's working with junior kids or tyke 5-year-olds, right? Every time that I see him on the ice, he's big smile on his face. He's bringing the energy. He's fun to have around.
All right, let's make some noise. Here we go, starting lineup. Let's go!
I got involved in blind hockey in 2014. I was up for it. I thought, yeah, absolutely. It's only gonna make me a better coach. If I can help a visually impaired person, I'm sure it's gonna help me find other ways to be able to help sighted athletes as well. I know what sports brought to my life and how it's enriched my life, and I know how it can enrich others. So making an impact with these athletes and these individuals, knowing what their life is like without sport.
Way to go, Black. Way to go, Black.
If you can give people an opportunity to fall in love with the game and you have the avenues to do so, I think you should. And I think Joey would second that. I think that's what he's trying to do, is he's trying to grow the love of the game. It's cool to see the multicultural aspect of hockey, especially in Canada, how that's growing. And he's able to reach out to a lot of players that some of us couldn't. He's doing a great job of it.
For me, hockey has given me a lot of life skills. I meet amazing people. Ever since playing it, I've met people I would never meet. I've been to places I probably would never have been. I've had experiences that I would never have. And it's only made me a better person. But yeah, I love the game. I love being competitive. I love having a chance to go out and win something and bringing people together, where it's a community, a team, a whole nation. I love it all.
Very excited to see that first shift that you put in, so you better bring it.
Game. Good game, you guys. Good game. Good.
Sometimes the future is so bright, you got to wear shades. And a lot of bright futures for players in this tournament. Simon Shades has a power play goal late in the opening frame to get Czechia on the board. His first of the tournament as the Czechs a 3-2 victory over Canada White yesterday. In Group A, if they're to win this, they'll be the clear-cut first place, a bye to the semifinal. However, if there's a tie, a lot of math is involved. And Shades, an important power play goal. Each group 1 for 2 in the power play in the opening period. We're back at the Millbrook First Nation Arena in beautiful Truro, Nova Scotia, in the Maritimes of Canada. My name's Dave Dawson. Happy to be with you this whole tournament. My good friend Peter Labardius, an international hockey, I call him legend, done a lot of different things on the international level. He'll be calling the game tonight between Canada Red and USA. Eric Serkey, my camera operator, engineer, jack of all trades, also legend in the Toronto area. And Mike, our volunteer scorebook operator, a legend in Truro. I heard, I don't know. Legendary game, potentially. And we're underway as Chan Cheek looks to move it along the boards. He gets rubbed off. Down the ice it goes. Czechia, oh boy, Chan Cheek ran right into him. Stayed on his feet though as Cash Leash has room. Cash Leash, goalie off his leash, and that luckily doesn't go anywhere if you're a Czechia fan. For the Swedes, firing it in. High pace to the start of period 2, as I'm sure you'd anticipate, as Marish thought he had one. As Sweden brings it in now. Firing it across, and Anderle runs his man into the boards and checks. We'll try and move forward. Down the wing, Hartle races in. Hartle, great save. Cillian Forsberg, rebound, stretches out again, makes another good save. More pressure on for Czechia. This resembling the pace of their game yesterday. As you heard from Nemetz, wanted to get back to that. Play with pace and hit. So far, check and check for Czechia. On the point, Nemetz for Michalek, the 2010 born, one of 3 in the tournament. Michalek puts it off the boards. And the Swedes hemmed in their own zone momentarily. More pressure on for Czechia. Riding the momentum, if any. Michalek fires. Great save. Cillian Forsberg, rebound. Cleared. Sweden trying to break out. Calm pass to Stenland up to Carlson with the puck and dumps it in. Swedes will get a change. Hartle advanced along. Put back inside the Czechia zone. Sweden now with an opportunity to spend some time working their offense. Langino introduces him to the glass. Michalek trying to fish it out. Could be a break. In for Czechia. He scores! Great acceleration. Great execution. Dominic Drabish has the game tied up. if you're first time watching the Czechs, this is what they looked like yesterday against Canada White. They were hard, they were physical, they were fast. Great execution, bursting wide, chipped it up over the goal, over the glove hand of goalie Salian Forsberg. And we're back to square again. Shots were 17-12 in the opening frame, unofficially. 19 now for the Czechs, 2 in period 2. One of them found the back of the net.
With the assist to number 7 avec l'aide du numéro 7, Mikael Hartl. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 27 seconds. Le temps du but, 2 minutes.
So Hartl picks up an assist on the goal by Drabish. 2-2 the score. Puck caroms out in front. The pace continues to be high in period 2. Toe drag firing. Nice blocker save by the Czechia netminder. I haven't mentioned a lot. Stepanek. Oswald was a far busier young man yesterday. And Lattinen blown up along the wall. Rabina leads the charge for Czechia. Into the zone. Puck too far ahead of him. And Tornqvist will take it at the line. Sent into the corner. Each group, a lot of urgency here. There was some tentativeness. Period 1. Haven't seen any of that yet. Sainstra sends it into a corner. Chanchik looks to finish his hit. Polishek up to Rabina. Off the stick of Tornqvist, then he'll clear it back out past Nord. Sainstra, ripper in again. Chanchik shades now with that goal to give him some momentum. At the line, Sainstra, stick blows up. Time to stop in, a source for sports for a new twig. Sent back into the zone again. And the Swedes will break out. They'll make a change. Looking for the stretch to try and catch them on the change, but Bertos. Cash leash through his legs. Up to Nemitz. Flip to the line. Jonsson with room. Fakes it. Jonsson looking for the tap into the crease. Not there. Yerman had a goal on Sunday. Long stop by Jonsson. Jonsson now dances in. Doink! Catches iron. Cleanly beat Stepanek. Couldn't beat the bar. Bang. A little more physicality here. Bertus. Trying to fish it out. Deflected high and over. More zone pressure for Sweden. So they're making some changes as well. Off the Swedish skate will prevent the icing. As Nemitz is F1, they call it. First forward in. Pinned along the wall. Melikar Kovash trying to move it out. He finally will. A rolling puck, though. Not much to his advantage. Much better breakouts today. Head coach told me that was priority 1. Not happy at all. They gave up, I believe, 5 odd player rushes against Canada White on Sunday. Hello, kaboom. That's a good size collision. Czechs break in. Puck still loose. Goalie lost his twig again. No, he didn't. And down it goes. More desperation here. Saw some of the nasty a little bit in the Canada White Czechia game last night. Kind of started in the second period. Eric Serkey and I talked about that after. Like, where did that start? Not really sure. It was just nasty right to the very, very end. Some viciousness out of the Czechs. And based on history alone, looking at the tournament, often when you look at this group, you pick this team, that team, this team before it starts. Those are probably your favorites. Czechs, I would imagine, maybe by history, an underdog. Haven't played like that at all in this tournament. Nope, they certainly haven't. Yerman, Hartl creates the turnover. Forced off the puck. Janssen circles back. And by Thunblom. On a call icing. That was a bit of a late one there too. How about a sponsor read? Why not? Happy to be on hnlive.ca. Partnership with Hockey Canada. This broadcast is brought to you by Source for Sports. Experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. So the icing call, bring it all the way back inside the Swedish zone. The Swedes had a 2-0 lead. And the one thing about the game against Canada White, 3 different times when Canada White scored, did they score in bunches. On Sunday against Sweden, Canada White scored 2 goals 10 seconds apart, 2 goals a minute 25 apart, and 2 goals a minute 2 apart. So far, that area, Sweden able to button up a little bit as well. Well, theoretically, well, I guess, yeah, the goal at the end of the period. Can't categorize that. 2 goals, maybe 3 minutes apart on a technicality. You got me. Bertus in behind. On the up to Marish. Marish tapped ahead to Shades. Shades bumped into the glass. Breakout taken away at the line. Bertus has been good with vision in this tournament as well. I've liked him on the backside. On the breakout, Nord. Tapped along. Helty will send it in. Bertus rips it around. Hartl. Chipped ahead. Chanchik. No stop on him. It's either go or full stop. In front, blocked. Bouncing, puck cleared. I mean, there's no gear down in Chanchik. It's either go or full stop. Those are his 2 modes. Blancino behind the goal. Turns and fires off the Swedish skate. And back out to center for Anderle. On the up, Nemitz hits his stick. Not able to corral it, and Hartl will dance in one-on-one, trying to make a move. Played well defensively, but maybe too much. Stanley might have got an arm on him. It'll put him to the penalty box. Holding will be the call. So the motor of Hartl causes the Swedish defender to take a penalty, which will put Czechia to the 3rd power play of the hockey game. They've scored 2 in the tournament, 1 in each contest. Stanley not a fan. Last time these guys played, didn't win the Leafs the Cup. It was a 5-3 win for Sweden. It was last year. Bertus to pick it up for Czechia. Kashlish down low. Shades wants to start it out. The puck was too far ahead of him, though. So Sweden will have some time shorthanded. We'll enjoy that and eat some clock up in the Czechia zone. Out in front, the puck squirts out. Stepanek was going to eat it. Referee lost sight of it. That'll blow it dead. 9th meeting all time between these 2 teams. Sweden has a 6-2 edge. Have outscored Czechia 31-26 coming into the contest today. Look at the Swedish bench, 9-5. They lost to Canada White, down 4-0 early. Scored 4 in period 2, and 2 goals in a minute 23 in the 3rd allowed Canada to pull away again. Canada Red and USA in Group B action tonight, done by the one and only Peter Labardius. Very excited to hear that call, and he's a little excited to be here too. In front, Michalek, shot on goal, saved, held at the line, Anderley. Anderley, left flank, down low, Michalek. Anderley. Hartle zips it around. Michalek. Blengino in the bumper. Doink, did that catch part of the side of the goal maybe, or maybe the blocker, Nemetz. Fires. That misses the target. Nemetz looks on as Carlson, 4 goals in the tournament. Eyes it, Anderley takes it away from him. Anderley, good lower center of gravity, not intimidated at all or flustered by the fact there's a player on his backside. Hartle, 3 guys right around him, couldn't penetrate the zone, back out. 25 left in the power play. Czechia 1 for 2 so far. This opportunity 3. Nemetz into the zone, taken off of his feet, and Michalek will ride his man back there as well. Anderley sending it across from Blengino to Hartle. Hartle, a zipper. That jumped up on him. It went over top of the goal. Nemetz, cross-ice feed, in front. Looking to tap it in on the backside. Not there. Back to 5-on-5 hockey as pressure continues. Hartle. Czechia trying to get a change in. Nemetz, knocked down. Hartle, good positioning. Gonna call it a glove pass, so that'll be stoppage of play. I love the media timeout. What a game we got so far. 2 goals, period 2. Czechia. Well, late in the period. There are 2 goals in period 2. There's 4 actually in total. Never mind. Break time.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovic.
Whoa, these are for Baranovic?
Baranovic? Baranovic?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovic.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Louis Carlson and Team Sweden, 2-2 the score. He's got 1 today, 4 in the tournament so far. And one of the players they will rely on offensively. If Sweden does win this one today, and in regulation, that creates a 3-way tie for first place, which would create, mathematically, a tie-breaking process. Canada White right now has 11 goals in the tournament. So they potentially could have the edge in that, with goals 4 being an important part of that. Welcome back to the Rath East Link Community Center in Truro, Nova Scotia, in the Maritimes of Canada. Dave Dawson is my name. Could not be more excited to be great friends with Hockey Canada here in HN Live. Started our relationship doing events with them in 2018. So happy to be here today. Bertos, blocker save. And Sweden continually hemmed in their own zone. Much better period for the Czechs, if you ask me, in this department. Sweden would love to get out of their own zone and do some of their best work that they did in period 1 on the other end of the ice, where they're headed now. Left wing feeds Sundstrom. He's got 1. Cash leash. Sundstrom couldn't catch up with him. He's going to argue he was at the hash marks and the hybrid icing rule, but he was not. So that'll bring up an icing call, which will bring for Team Sweden and Carlson. Not Forsberg, all the way back down the ice. It's Carlson and company. Louis got 4 goals and 18 points for Leksands this year in 12 games. Off to a pretty good start there. Wide of the goal, Sainstra. keep the pressure on. Polishek lost his footing. Rubina there. And turned and cleared out. 26 goals in 2 games on day 1. We have had a pair of 1-goal games, one in a shootout yesterday, and Czechia scoring late to beat Canada White. Day number 3 has not disappointed. On the parity side, day number 1, nerves and offense were the theme. Great start to day number 3. Final day of the preliminary round. That'll be nice and call. As each team, a 2-game round robin, will be off tomorrow. Peter Labardius and I will do the quarterfinal matches on Thursday. I will have the semifinals for you on Friday. We will do the 5th place game, our group at HN Live, to begin Saturday. And then our friends at TSN will finish things off, bronze and gold for you the rest of the way. We at HN Live are also hanging out in Newfoundland at the same time, where you can stream for free the Women's Under-18 National Championship right now. Cash Leash. Shades trying to put it out in front. And Bertus. Through Chenchi, Cash Leash fires it back in again. Shades watches that go by Chenchi. Cash Leash wants it. Try to get it to him, but it hit a Swedish stick. Marish. Cycle continues as the Swedes try to break out. Not clean though. And Marish will make sure it doesn't leave. He tried to at least. And Zetterstedt. Haven't talked about this guy much. Zetterstedt is a guy who can change a game quickly. Zetterstedt interrupted. We'll move it around. My initial conversation with their head coach, Thomas Pandinen, was the first player he talked about. He said is a difference maker with Zetterstedt. Blockered into the corner. Tornqvist gloves it. As Zetterstedt heads off the ice, he's on the bench for a line change. But Czechia, Stepanek, calming things down for his group. So we've seen some great saves for each team so far. Both goalies have had to come up big. Where I felt like Oswald was required to make a little more of those high-quality highlight reel saves yesterday. Stepanek has still had to be very, very good. But even his assistant coach told me, Libor Prokaska had said that was Oswald's best game from him he's seen. And not a bad way to start the tournament to give your group a 3-2 victory. Sweden breaks in again. Carlson watches that one go around as he helps out in support on the near wall. Oliver Sundberg had that puck taken from him as Carlson knocks it down at center. We'll try to dance back in again and will. Carlson. Michalek with one stick, slaps that along, and Nemitz hops over his. Puck bounce around in the goal crease. Hardle now activates, trying to move. Hardle, good motor on him. Crafty. Wall of gold wouldn't allow him to make that final move, and Sweden takes the puck away. Icing is the call. That'll come back into the Sweden zone. That's number 22 for Sweden. Alfred Nordien. He's got a point yet in the tournament. Had 12 in their HV71 program through 10 games, 3 of them being goals. Puck flies out in front. Left wing feed. And the Swedes break out. Thunblom puts it on. Sent to the corner. Still hard on it. Sainstrup pressures him. Some ozone work here from William Olfsson. Stenlund lines his men up. Standing his ground in a good battle, though. Puck outside the zone. Stejskal trying to free it up. More physicality. Kovash has it, fires off the shoulder of the goalie into the corner. Stood his ground at Cillian Forsberg. Shots are 25-16 favoring Czechia. Deadlocked at 2. Game number 1 of 2 on the final day of the preliminary round in the 32nd annual Under-17 World Hockey Challenge. Dave Dawson here, delighted to be with you. Cash leash. Polishek holds it in. Fires through a screen right there. And it goes out of play. Polashek was looking for it. Didn't realize it went out of play. It's big Polashek. That's off the ice. 6'5", 183. Sparta Praha this year, 20 goals and 39 points through 16 games. Still looking for his first points of the tournament. Sundstrom and Karlsson the goals in the opening frame. Shades got one with 10 seconds left in the period. Drebesh from Hartl, the tying goal. At the line. That hit a stick, I believe, and it hopped up on him as well. Chanchik, look at the work. Janssen there too. He's been excellent, Janssen. Confident, poised, great decision. Shades in for Czechia. Chanchik trying to cross through. Chanchik trying to do it all on his own. Sundstrom crossing over. Team is changing. He'll hold it low, but he can't hold the puck long enough. Shades now. Trying to move it ahead. Sweden trying to pick up the pace here a little bit to get one before the end of the frame. Karlsson could do it. Down to one knee and back up. Cash leash. Apply some body to him. Bouncing puck. And out comes Czechia. This might be a break. 3-on-2. Blanchino sends it through to Hartl. Hartl now. In tight. Blanchino fires. Good delivery. Great save. Cillian Forsberg. Nemitz was in the goal mouth waiting for it. Trying to pester it hard. Pace picking up. Sundstrom. Picked off. Blanchino has a look. He's got Nemitz streaking in. Couldn't get it to him. Hartl is there. Fires. Rebound. What a save. And without a stick again is Cillian Forsberg. Blanchino try to put it at the goal. Stretches out for it. The Swedes will clear and breathe. 2:10 remaining, period 2 and a pair of twos. Been a fun one. Can't wait for the rest of this one. Michalek. He's got some help with Hartl. He elects to tag off though. Kovash. Pestering hard. Good forecheck again by the Czechs. Vian. Trying to get it across. Taken away. Stejskal. Vian receives a good, hard physical check in the Czechia zone, along the wall. As Stejskal tries to bring it in, played well on the backside by Ole Zetterstedt, a forward. Positioned as a defenseman on that entry. Played it sound though. Cash leash. Turns and fires. Nice save. Stepanek Extra chop there. They weren't a fan of that bullet behind the net. Some pushing and shoving ensues. Don't believe anyone's headed to the penalty box. If they are, maybe offsetting minors more than anything. Cash Leash having a conversation with the official, getting his opinion of what potentially may have happened. That guy's been good today, hasn't he, Eric? Lukash Kashlish. Eric can't talk. He's my camera guy, by the way. 5'8", 150. 10 points through 15 games this season. 29-17 the shots. Favor of Czechia. Draw one, Sweden. Sainstra. Czechs have a break, calling for it. Defended well. More congestion and neutral as Sainstra back to collect. Oh boy, oopsie. Stepanik hasn't been a busy boy today as he gets some refreshments. Mentioned that a little bit earlier. And square to the shooter, well, he's been big. Easy for him to be big. He's 6'3", 161. Václav Oswald was 5'9", 159 yesterday. And he still is today. But I'm saying when he played yesterday, he was 5'9". He might have grown inches overnight, I don't know. Kids these days, 16-year-old. I remember mom having to go to the buy me new clothes. Never mind, not important. Off the draw, 20 seconds remaining in the period. Left wing feed, interrupted. Catch Leash sends it along, all the way down, and icing is the call. Stenlund, fly by on that. Newell Stenlund from Malmo. 11 points in 15 games last year. This season he's got 3 assists. With that was their under 16 with the J18 group in 7 games last year, a goal and 2 points. Stenlund still looking for his first points on the under 17 World Challenge. Sundberg and Carlson with the assists today. Hartl, Chanchik, and Marish have the assists on the Czech goals. As that launches out of play. Canada Red and USA tonight. Peter Labardius has that call for you. We're off tomorrow. Positioning at stake today. So if it goes to overtime, that potentially changes things as well. Johnson firing on the one-timer, Stenlund, and that's it for the second period. And a little more chippiness again. Pair of groups who know each other pretty well. 2-2 the score through period 2. We will come back with a member of Team Sweden after this. This is the Under 17 World Challenge on hnlive.ca.
Hockey is more than a sport. It builds self-esteem, teamwork, and lifelong friendships.
I just wouldn't be me if it wasn't for hockey, and I think if I lost that, I think I'd lose a big part of me.
Without the Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund, thousands of kids like Lamar won't be able to access the game. Donate now to help us ensure every child across Canada has the chance to play.
From a first game to their biggest game. From ESSO medals to gold medals. We are dedicated to Canada's game.
The score through 2 periods of play, joined by Ollie Zetterstedt of Team Sweden. Ollie, it seems like Czechia has been spending a lot of time in your zone. How do you get some more time in their zone?
We need to take the pucks easy off our zone and take the pucks deep in their zone and protect it and be strong around the puck.
Your coach told me before the game that breakouts in your zone, moving out of your zone into the offensive area, was something you wanted to do better Have you guys done a better job today than you did on Sunday?
Yes, I think we have done a little better because against Canada we have had it hard to get it out of zone, and I think we do it a lot better to flip the pucks on a zone and yes, I think I've done it a lot better.
All right, well, I really appreciate your time, Ollie. It's been a lot of fun to watch you. And thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Ollie Zetterstedt of Team Sweden says, do a better job getting pucks out of the zone. And I think that's fair to say. We'll be back. Second intermission coming up on hnlive.ca.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovic.
Whoa, these are for Baranovic?
Baranovic? Baranovic?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovic.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Luca. He is a funny little boy. He's very creative, and he's always helping others when he sees that they need a hand up. He learns online through homeschool. So coming to hockey he's so excited to come to see his friends, to be with the boys, and just have that sense of friendship.
This is my first year coaching Luca. Started out real quiet, but has gained his voice in the dressing room and has become more comfortable with the kids that he's around, and that's what it's about, making some new friends and being comfortable out there.
Luca began Learn to Skate when he was 3 years old, and he did 2 years of Learn to Skate. And when he had that hockey stick in his hand, he was ready to play.
He brings energy, he brings hustle, he brings an intensity. Hockey is a fast-paced game, and Luca has certainly developed as a hockey player, but I think he's coming along as a young man as well.
If you are able to find a way to the rink and knowing that you can apply for a grant like this, it's step one. Getting an assist from Hockey Canada has really helped our family and will help yours. Just come and try out and come and apply for the team, and the rest is gold. Just you can do this.
Any program like the Hockey Canada Assist Fund that can take away some of those financial barriers, it allows kids to get the same opportunity as some of their peers that they wouldn't have otherwise had.
The Hockey Canada Assist Fund allowed Luca to be doing what he loves and being with friends and being with kids and having fun.
It's really fun. If you don't have a lot of friends, you can make more friends and maybe score some goals and have fun.
He's learned to believe in himself, and he's become confident in his ability to do what he needs to do out there. Also, he's become more confident with the coaches. I hope Luca's hockey journey is fun. That's what this game is all about.
Thank you, Hockey Canada Foundation, for giving me an assist.
We're getting the national women's team in sleds. We're gonna do a quick little tutorial for them. Dixie's gonna show them how to get in.
New wheels, new wheels.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for agreeing to do this. This should be pretty fun.
These straps are crissy-crossy, applesaucey.
So you kind of want to start onto one edge and then kind of slide into it. Yeah.
A nice narrow one.
Life's good.
dream today. I'm scared. Woo!
You can tell they're athletes, that's for sure. Some of them are doing pretty well, some of them not so well.
I'm still working on the stop.
They're taking a liking to the contact, that's for sure.
I forgot the stick head. The stick had like little things on it. What do you do when you get the puck? You can't. Skating wasn't bad, but it was with the puck was really hard. I don't know how they stick handle.
So you can have your seat any height you want?
Yeah, so I have like these two, like spacer.
Hopefully my coach isn't watching. She might be taking my spot on the team here. I think there's going to be a bunch of sore hips and shoulders tomorrow, but that's what our training staff's for.
This is sick.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Dear Hockey, thank you.
You're more than just a game. We can always count on you.
From sunrise to well past sunset, you've created lifelong friendships, unforgettable memories, and united our country time and time again.
From lacing up our skates for the first time to falling in love on the ODR.
And scoring a goal that can be heard from coast to coast to coast.
And the greatest part?
The best is yet to come.
Get the game right at your fingertips. The Hockey Canada Network gives coaches and players the tools to excel in all areas of the game. Drills, skill videos, practice plans, and articles from some of the best in the game are available on your Android or iOS device, anywhere, anytime.
Team Czechia, Team Sweden deadlocked at 2 apiece in Group A action on the final day of the preliminary round in the Under-17 World Challenge. Live from Truro, Nova Scotia on HMLive.ca. My name is Dave Dawson. Thank you so much for joining us today. Here's the story for the tiebreaker. Canada Whites 1-1, currently tied for first in Group A. Sweden 0-1. Czechia with a victory yesterday. This the final game in Group A. If Czechia wins in regulation, they finish first, will bye to the semifinal. Canada White second, Sweden third. If Czechia wins in overtime or a shootout, so basically if they get to overtime, Czechia 1, White 2, Sweden 3. Sweden wins in regulation or overtime in a shootout, Czechia still finishes first, White 2, Sweden 3. That's your story. Dave Dawson is my name. Eric Surkey, my camera operator, engineer, jack of all trades. Mike, my score bug volunteer. Here we are, ready to roll. Let's go. Period 3, maybe more. 3-2 was the final yesterday. Czechia beat Canada on a third period goal by Nemitz. A 4-3 shootout victory. Oh boy, blown up in front. Puck loose, shot on. Salian Forsberg down, located it with his body. 6'4" frame. Knocked it out of the way. Bertus at the line. to Kovash. Kovash dances, thinks about the wraparound, goes wide. For a full lap, Kovash hits a stick and a field goal. So, USA 4-3 shootout yesterday over Finland, where they were up 3-1. The Finns scored 2 in the third to take it to overtime, and then they wanted a shootout. So Group B action coming up. The final game today, Canada Red USA. First place is on the line there. Finland cannot finish any higher than third. So Canada Red USA, 3 points for Canada Red, 2 for the Americans. And let's go. Into the Sweden zone, swept away by Sully and Forsberg. Played up the wall. And by the way, the tiebreaker, Brandon Crow and Jason LaRose. Thank you, gentlemen, for crunching that out for me. Carlson plays it out in front, turning and firing. Direction finder a little bit off as Hartle tries to send it out, and he does almost. A 2-on-1 for Blengino to lead the way. Came into the tournament today, second on their team in scoring. Nemitz, he'd be okay on a 2-on-1. He's already got 2 goals. Kovash watches that go in, trying to pitchfork it out, and then around the boards. Sent into the corner. Stejskil on it, and the Swedes off the glass and out. So if you're just joining us, setting it up from the top, this is the 9th meeting all time between these two programs in the Under-17 World Challenge. Sweden has won 6 of the 8 and outscored Czechia 31-26 in those contests. Last meeting was in the preliminary last year's, 5-3. Sweden won that. Also won bronze in overtime over Team USA. Sweden has won 4 in a row against Czechia in this tournament. The last Czech victory was in the quarterfinal in 2019, a 5-1 score. That was in Medicine Hat, Alberta, and Swift Current, Saskatchewan, where I have lived in Medicine Hat, but that doesn't matter. You're not really concerned about that. If you are, call me later. Inside the zone. No, don't. I'm not going to give you my number. Never mind. Back to hockey. Carlson below the goal line, 4-on-1, and he's the one guy who had the puck taken off of his stick. Czechs, though, will take it back. As momentarily possession change, tapped out. You really do feel in the third period things will probably be a little bit, not tentative, but you don't want to make that mistake. If you're not sure, make a safe play off the glass. Don't really take the risk. Bertus on the up to Urbina. Off the glass and out again. Right on cue, Bertus has a look. Safe play up to Polashek. He'll skate in for Czechia. On goal, might have had a look to Polashek on the other side, but ended up going right into the goal. Maybe he was hoping for a bounce. As you have a look at Polashek go off the ice, as well as Polashek. Can't go wrong with maybe pronouncing either way. Pretty confident when I was writing them out phonetically. Polashek is 17, Polachek is number 20. Want to make sure that is correct. Out of respect for those two fine gentlemen. Shades with a goal today. Cash Leash, nice exchange. Shades sends it across in front. Interrupted. Checks on the attack. Thinks about Cash Leash. Nope, safe play down to Shades. At the line, Sainstra, nice move. Insider Bertus, that is, excuse me. Bertus again. Trying to go across. Knocked down by a Swedish defender and vacates the zone. Cash Leash. In the feet of Chanchik, and he pivots through to Bertus. Shades touches it, hoping Chanchik got there quicker, as forced back to Lahtinen in the Swedish zone. Chipped up inside, knocked down by Stenlund for Sweden. Each group swapping personnel. Through center it goes. As Hartle taps that off of his stick. Nemitz. Trying to put it out through, and Michalek takes a look across Anderle. Right on the tape and hot for Blengino. In, trying to get across. Great job defensively to break it up. Might pick the pace up a bit here for Sweden. Nygren stands his ground as Anderle gives him a bump. Giveaway below the goal line though. Swedes on the attack. They'll make a quick change and pin it up against the boards momentarily as the Czechs look now to break out. Nope. Great hips by Jonsson. Opens up in front, and what a save by Stepanek as Carlson's delivery was off speed. Thought it was going one way, and it was a Mighty Ducks knuckle puck. 1-5, coach. Almost found its way behind, but he got a glove on it to keep it out. Jufa trying to backhand it in. And sent inside the Czechia zone, tripped up, ice in the call. For Czechia, 4 medals in the tournament, silver and 3 bronze. They've scored 334 goals in history, 4-16 against. This is their 110th contest, 35, 66, and 8, including the victory last night against Canada White. Cash Leash direct in traffic on the backside of Bertus. That pairing has been very good for Czechia so far. Official not overly excited with the formation. He'll ask for a do-over. Sundstrom there on the ice. He has 1 goal today in the contest. The first one at 7:25 in the first from Carlson. Carlson from Sundberg, the second connection. Sundberg looks on as that puck with Sundstrom now doesn't completely reach the zone, and Czechia, it's time to clear it. However, icing will be the call. Not able to catch up to it. For Czechia, the first goal of the contest was scored by Simone Shades with 10 seconds remaining in period 1. Chanchik and Marish with the assists on the power play, and then 2:27 to begin period 3. Drebesh from Hartl was the goal-scoring connection. 31-19 shots in favor of Czechia. Sliding by, he's got room, fires, nice save, Stepanek. That'll draw a crowd. Stepanek very good. Not sure, Eric, if you can see the backup goalie. Oh, I thought, okay, maybe on the line change. Never mind, all good. We're gonna follow. He's just leaning up against the glass. It's kind of amusing in the corner of my eye. So anyway, players dictate where the camera guy goes. It's hard to, with one camera. We at HN Live have the multicam partnership with Hockey Canada. Enjoy the variety there, and yeah, getting into it. Banging on the glass. He was into it yesterday. Still 5'9" today as well. Oswald in behind the net. Cash Leash up along the wall, chips it into the zone, and that'll be an icing call. As Oswald was a very, very busy guy yesterday. His assistant coach called it the best game he's ever seen from the goalie. As he looks on, there he is right there. High praises, and many of them really big-time highlight reel saves. He's got a front row seat to the action this afternoon, morning, evening, whatever day part you are viewing this from, all across our great, great world. Cross ice feed, Jonsson. Shot on, deflected, right there, Stepanek. Jonsson, and chatting with an NHL scout at intermission. 7 in yellow, he's been very, very impressed with. Says the young guy, boy, is he active. So, obviously a lot of those guys getting viewed. 23 first-round picks of players who played in this tournament. In the most recent NHL draft, the list ridiculous. If you look on Hockey Canada's website of all the players now playing or drafted into the NHL from this event. Jonsson, I would imagine, at the very least, a member of their World Junior program in years to come. My opinion, probably their best player, and I kind of felt that in game number 1. Carlson sure had a hat trick, he was really good, but Jonsson has just been the catalyst to all the offense. So intelligent, so poised. The Czechs win the draw. Carlson, good battle, picked off though. Anderle trying to turn on the Jets, and he loses his footing. Might be a breaker for Jonsson on a 2-on-1. It is. Jansson's got Sundberg. Great stick by the 2010 Michalek, one of 3 15-year-olds in the tournament. And great poise by number 19 to break that play up. Michalek, a little lackadaisical on the tag up by his teammate, Dario Alessandro Blangino, and didn't allow number 19 the opportunity to skate in with it. Going to be a lot of scouts looking at number 19 in red, and years to come for sure. Well, honestly, in this event, looking at all of them because of the caliber of players. Jufa dumped in for Czechia. Back outside the zone again, Jufa. Tap up, Drebesh. Swedes breaking out again. Neutral zone not providing much, turning each group around. Stepanek, as you'd expect in a 2-2 hockey game. Drebesh on the up, touched by Marish. In comes Sweden. Breakout and out again, and turned over at the line, and out again. Healthy not sold on it. Thought the play should have continued. Number 17 in yellow, but we'll bring it back along. And oh, by the way, Healthy, I don't want to put Oli Zetterstedt on the spot, but important. Healthy and I share the same birthday. Zetterstedt was born a day before him. Why is that important? We'll share with you at the next whistle, if nothing of insane variety does happen, because there's something cool with all the coaches that I have researched for the fun of it. Because who doesn't love to have fun? If you're having fun, you don't work a day in your life, right? You don't love your job, you job your love, right? Hashtag for the Insta. Dumped into the zone. Back now, Chanchik. That's going to be a cross check, and he will not job his love right there, so he'll have to sit down. There's more. Pushing and shoving has turned into fisticuffs. And the official has said there's going to be more penalties as well. The initial infraction is cash leash for cross-checking. We might get offsetting roughing minors as well. So power play will be coming up for Sweden, which will be their third, of the contest. 1 for 4 in the tournament. So 5 on 4. So like I said, I can't tell the story because something important happened. So we'll get back to that other story. What do you think, Eric? Media timeout? Is that a good idea? Probably. Eric's my camera guy. He can't talk. We went through that already. Okay, power play Sweden. 31-21 shots, Czechia. First place on the line, win in regulation time. Sweden has a chance with a lot of goals. Czechia, all they got to do is get it to overtime and to finish first. And Group A, Janssen at the point. Sundstrom in front. Zetterstedt across. Sundberg back to Janssen. Janssen, Sundberg. Carlson wants it. Nope, Janssen. At the net, wide. Screen was in front. Stepanek's eyes were taken away. Cleared the length of the ice. Janssen now behind the net. Starts things out for Sweden. Nemitz, the penalty killer, as the first one in Drebesh. Sundstrom brings it in for the Swedes. Carlson on a pillow. Put that one just wide. Nemitz, short-handed, trying to dance in. Knocked off the puck. Zetterstedt waits, leaves it for the capable hands of Janssen. Leaves it for Sundberg. Sundberg now will chip it in. Hits a wall of Bertus though. Held in Stenlund. Zetterstedt down low. Bertus picks it up. Played some billiards in his time. Sends it down perfectly. And they'll get a line change. Will each group. Stenlund for Sweden. Not clean into Nielsen's, Nielsen's skates. Thielen trying to stride by. Sent around, held in by Nielsen. Stenlund, Vian. Dying seconds of the power play, penalized players out. Cash Leash joins the fray. Helps get the puck out of the zone. Czechia is changing. Nemitz calling for it. He'll leg out the icing at the very least in the hybrid rule. Similar situation the other way now as the Swedes bring it in. Newell Nord. And behind as the Swedes are making a change. Nord loses footing. Czechs are going to take it. Blangino trying to lead Nemitz ahead. Nord. Around past Jonsson. That's Nord, excuse me. Jonsson now. Leads it ahead. Good wheels on Helty. And the Czechs carry it out. Taken away is Nordin. Nordian on the tape. Sundstrom delays, drags, blocked. Carlson trying to ride some momentum here. Sundstrom, his top unit for Sweden. And a penalty call coming. Offsetting Miners behind the play. Brings us to the media timeout. On to the home stretch on the opening game of the final day of the preliminary round. We'll be back to Nova Scotia.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovic.
Whoa, these are for Baranovic?
Baranovic? Baranovic?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovic.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
True Nova Scotia, the site of the 32nd annual Under-17 World Hockey Challenge on hmlive.ca. My name's Dave Dawson. So grateful to be doing this for the first time. This tournament, done a lot of Hockey Canada events over the years. Excited to bring this to you. Tiebreaker, pretty simple story. Goes to overtime, Czechia finishes first in Group A, bye to the semis. Bang, hard hit. Sweden wins in regulation. They got to win by a lot of goals. And based on what we've seen offensively, because of each group's defensive prowess, not sure that'll happen. But again, crazier things have happened. 26 goals, day number one. In 2 games, Swedes dump it in. Players losing their footing here. Not sure if that's ice or whatever it might be, but a lot of games have been played here short succession, so potentially. Could just be the intensity of it as well. Sometimes when your adrenaline's just firing, regardless of the high level you play, you might lose your footing here or there. Stepanek watches that rim around the backside of his goal. Sweden looking for one. Help their cause. In a 2-game preliminary round, victory's pretty big. Nemitz Down the wing, fires, got a piece of it. Nice save. Had some daylight on the glove side, and Cillian Forsberg got a piece of it. He was baiting him on that glove side, Nemitz, on his strong side, delivered a good hard shot. Side of the goal, out in front, another good save, rebound, robbed him. Sitting on his backside, Larceny. Nice save, and he makes a little bit of equipment upgrades as well. So a couple of good saves on each end. Making sure that's all in good working order. Seeing the goalies kind of, I don't know, flop around is the right term, but desperation. Laterally, because of the skill and athleticism, make some good saves with all their body parts in this tournament. Physical affair. Imagine ice baths and visits to the chiropractor after this one for sure. A great tournament. Peter Labardius, a lot of years in the NHL, international hockey, Memorial Cups, to name them any respect, will be coming in for the contests this evening. Canada Red and USA. USA went to a shootout yesterday. Might this one be going to overtime today? 7:10 remaining in period number 3. 34-23 shots for the Czechs. Kashlish unloads it just wide. Had that labeled for the top corner. Just missed on it. Parrish, introduced to the glass, good contact. Shades in front, robbed as well. Chanchik is the guy you want with the puck on a stick in front of the goal. Good positioning, good save. Cillian Forsberg, center, big. You don't have to overreact in moments like those. Sometimes all you got to do is stay square to the shooter, locate the puck. Made the good save. Chanchik, good retrieval, stick on the ice, got a clean shot away. Hartl eyes it, Sweden breaks out. Diagonal dump. Czechia on the retrieval, clearing it down, looking for Hartl. That guy in free ice is dangerous. That guy in congested ice is dangerous. That guy is dangerous. And he's around the puck right now. On the wing, Sweden trying to break in, Anderle. Janssen, another great move at the line. Trying to free up some space, looking for quiet ice. On net, had to fight it off. Zetterstedt looks, deflected. Stepanek doesn't know where it is. And there's some more rough stuff, but the officials get there right away. Czechia was outshot 31-27. Canada White in their victory. Outshot 14-10 in the third. Czechs are going to be in the penalty box. Roughing call, Sweden to the power play. A huge one for the Swedes, 1 for 3 in the contest. Sweden outshot 7-5 in the third against Canada White on Sunday. We're gonna load up with our top guns. Carlson steps in early. Chanchik after it. Hard right on Johnson. Frees it up, and a chance for Drabesh was around it. Sundstrom to Sundberg. Cleared out, the Czechs will change. Sundberg, Carlson can't enter cleanly, and again, great wall by the Czechs. Now they hunt down the puck. Calling for a penalty, they're not gonna get one. Shades knocked down. Carlson sweeps by. Carlson, Sundstrom, cross ice. Sundberg, in tight Carlson. Stenlund wanted it. Now he's got it. Contested at the line though. Does he gloves it ahead? No. 2-on-1 the other way though. Michalek trying to find wide. Great job coming back by Sundstrom. As Michalek was trying to go around, Sundstrom saw a lane and burst in to congest it, or else that would have been a clean path by Michalek. 14 yellow, great play by him. As the two Czech players were in close quarters, and Stenlund, his legs are crossed up here. Are their skates tied together? Not sure what's going on there. But the two guys look like his skates were locked up. So he was able to free it up. Stenlund will go off the ice for some repairs. Marish having a conversation with the coaching staff on the bench. The Czech side, they'll head off on a line change. Head coach Marek Malinovsky. (35-25) the shots. Czechia's had the edge. Off the shaft of the stick. And he does not believe that that one didn't go in. Nygren, good delivery on it. Look to the heavens. Sweden led 2-0. Czechia with the goal, 10 seconds left in the power play at the end of period number 1. Scored in period 2 to tie it. And that's all the scoring so far. Around this time against Canada White is when the Czechs, Nemitz, got the goal to make it 3-2 yesterday. They'll clear it. That'll vacate the player out of the box. The remaining time is ticked off. Blengino joins the fray. Settles the puck down across Michalek. On the up. That might have been a path for Hartl, and he still gets a chance on it. Did that not go in? What a save. Layers of Swedes keep that out of the goal. And the most important guy, Cillian Forsberg. Reward yourself with some refreshments, young man. Never easy when a player falls on you, but he used him as kind of a catapult to keep the puck out. Off the draw, puck out in front of the goal, cleared by Sweden. They look to break out 2v2. Stopped at the line, flipped across. Hunted well by Chanchik and cleared back out. Did that touch a Swede player? No, it didn't. They're going to call it icing. If this goes to overtime, I know there's superstitious people out there, but I'm going to read it anyway. I'll wait till there's a break. If it goes to overtime. I don't want to jinx it. Again, I'm not a jinx type person, but I respect of all people. There are those that superstitious, so, oh wait. Michalik. Marish leads the charge, 2-on-2, dumps it in. Cillian Forsberg. Marish plays good positioning to open up some space for himself. Puck's there. Marish took the body instead, and he'll head off on a change. 3 to go. 3 points for the victor in regulation. If it's Czechia, Czechia gets 1 point today at all. They finish first in Group A. Bertus sends it back in for Czechs. Stenlund on the up, taken away by Kashlish. Nemitz, aggressive. Play will continue. Newell Neward leaves it for Janssen. Janssen, head up the whole way. Sees a path, a lot of red, will wait. Leaves it at the line, hops over his teammate's stick, and he's got to regroup. That was Ollie Tornqvist. Quick up, Sweden's back in again. Shot blocked by Bertus. Bjurman sends it around, up there to Nordin, and he sends it in for Sweden. Zetterstedt trying to stop it. Michalik around, Chancic chops at it. Back outside the zone. Stenlund to retrieve. Less than 100 seconds remaining in regulation. Dumped into the Czechia zone. Michalik looks. Sweden swapping personnel. Nemitz. Trebesh knocked down. No penalty call. Nordin bumped by Nemitz. Anderle sends it up. Hartl knocks his man down. Sweden brings it in again. Tornqvist down the wing. He's got a man going to the goal. That's Nygren. At the line, Janssen can't get a shot away. Tornqvist goes back to pick it up. Nygren. As Anderle chops at it. The Czechs will make a change. 40 seconds remaining in regulation. If it does get to overtime, 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. Kashlish around the boards. Chipped up, Chancic. Here's the guy you want. Oh, and he's a step offside. Oh boy. Chancic says, nope. Hard to believe. No goals yet for him. You just get that feeling. That might be one on his stick. He's got an assist in this game. Game breaker. 21. More than enough time to do some damage on a face-off. Set up here. And if you're Czechia, more than enough time to win the draw, go down, get a couple quality chances, maybe even set something up in the O-zone if you apply some pace to it. And at this level, there's a lot of pace. Off the draw, Stenlund, shot steered away, Stepanek. Bertus, high off the glass, back out through center, Carlson. Now across, Sundstrom. I think they're looking to take it to extra periods. Clock will tick away. Sundstrom, maybe one last shot. As he approaches the line, will deliver it from distance. 60 minutes solve nothing. And for the second time, as the Czechs celebrate, they finish first. And Group A, We have overtime for the second time in the Under-17 World Challenge. So we'll take a short break and come back to Truro, Nova Scotia shortly.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
This broadcast brought to you by Source for Sports. Experience the feeling of getting fit like the pros at your local Source for Sports. Their experts will get you into the right gear that fits your game. This is the first time in tournament history Czechia and Sweden will go to overtime. It's the 52nd time in tournament history that there's been an overtime game in the history of the Under-17 World Challenge. 3 overtime games last year, and this year there's been one gone to a shootout. Czechia has already finished first in the preliminary round. So, starting out from their own zone, Bertus and Shades. Cash Leash turns on the Jets. We already know the positioning. Canada White finishes second. Sweden can only get 2 with the victory, so they'll finish third. Shades in. Shades takes the wide path. Shades now. Stopped. Back outside the zone. Not a bad thing for 3-on-3. Maybe if you're new and unfamiliar with it. More concerned about puck possession. Where you are on the ice, not as bad. If it comes outside the zone, less than 5-on-5, are you concerned about maintaining the zone? It's about keeping the puck and making sure all your players are what they call above the puck. So you don't want to get caught in trail position where odd man players are going the other way. What a tournament for him. Hartl has been sensational. As Czechia will get a bye into the semifinal. Hands up if you had that on your bingo card coming into the 16 tournament. In Group A, they will finish first. Canada White will cross over and play the third place team in Group B in the quarterfinal. The semifinal Czechia will await the winner of one of the pairings in the quarter. Michalek. Tapped up 2-on-2. Hardle bursting wide. Hardle in. Nice save. Celine Forsberg, good positioning. Has to get the net all fixed up. This has the feeling of going to a long shootout. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. The way each goaltender has played. Nord sweeps by for Sweden. Last overtime game they played, they won a bronze medal in this tournament. Nord. Nygren. Calmly waiting for the right setup, and this might be it here. Nord down the wing. Nord, he scores! Nord. Great way to pick up your first of the tournament. An overtime victory for Sweden. Bursting wide, they waited for the right spot, the play to develop, put it on the wing, went down, and the officials are gathering for some reason. Are they going to say it was offside, maybe? The carpet is already out. They're going to call it a goal. So now without a little more drama. So the Czechs aren't happy about it. They're going to say it was offside by a long stretch. Either way you look at it, in the standings, the victory doesn't really make a difference either way. But for Czechia, they felt it was offside. And they're still chatting with the officials. We'll send it in-house to Roger Soret for a public address.
Le numéro 14, Milan Sundström. With the assist to number... With the assist to number 24, avec l'aide du numéro 14, Noel Nord. Et du numéro 15, and to number 15, Dilgo Nygren. Time of the goal, 2:09. Le temps du but, 2 minutes 9 secondes. Hockey fans, please direct your attention to center ice for today's closing ceremonies. Veuillez porter votre attention au centre de la glace pour la cérémonie de clôture. The best players from each team will receive a wooden cribbage board crafted locally by Custom Cuts. The awards will be presented by John Ballard, Director of Sales with Coltec Windows and Entrance Systems, sponsors of the 2025 U17 World Challenge. Please welcome Mike to present the Player of the Game Awards. Veuillez accueillir Mike pour la remise des prix du joueur du match. Player of the game for Team Czechia, joueur du match pour l'équipe de la Tchéquie. Number 2, numéro 2, Christophe Stepanek.
Incredible game for Stepanek today.
Player of the game for Team Sweden, joueur du match pour l'équipe de la Suède. Number 30, numéro 30, Vilmer Salin Forsberg.
Yep, not a bad choice. 34 saves for Salin Forsberg. Player of the game, each goalie. Great choices. After the exchanging of customs, we'll have the Swedish national anthem.
We would now ask you to rise if you are able and remove your hats and caps for the playing of the national anthem of Team Sweden. Nous vous prions maintenant de vous lever si possible et de retirer vos chapeaux et casquettes pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national de l'équipe de la Suède.
Newell Nord will be our guest. Coming up after the break, we'll step aside momentarily. It's Czechia, the first place in Group A, Sweden with the overtime win. We'll be back to Truro, Nova Scotia shortly. Hang on.
Canada is golden!
Women's hockey is on the rise in Canada.
They score!
Don't miss the moment. Team Canada returns to the spotlight to defend gold. And fans across the country rise as one. The 2026 IIHF U18 Women's World Championship is coming to Cape Breton, January 10th to 18th. See the rise. Tickets are on sale now at hockeycanada.ca.
At Source for Sports, we fit skates for everyone from first-timers to first-liners. These Source-exclusive Bauer Supreme Matrix skates are built for power and top-end speed. We actually just fit a pair for Baranovich.
Whoa, these are for Baranovich?
Baranovich? Baranovich?
He needed specific footbeds and a blade profile for his style of play. Mr. Baranovich.
Hey Adam, are my skates ready?
Got him right here.
Thanks, Adam.
Join the HN Live family with its new video platform, HN Live Plus.
Oh! No. Oh, it's over! Whoa!
Not only will you get a platform with paywalls and copyright protection, but also 4K streaming at the lowest pricing with customer support.
Here comes Boyle on a breakaway.